Hey everybody, Marc Victor here. I wanted to cut this short video because I was not asked about crime and the crime problem in the debate. And so what would I have said? I would have said the obvious, right? 28 years, I've been a criminal defense lawyer in state court and in federal court. I've read thousands of pre-sentence reports. What's a pre-sentence report? It's the report that's generated by the probation department before a judge sentences somebody in a felony case. It details their background and how they were raised and their education and their experience and their financial situation. All of these important details about people. I've read thousands of them. I got a pretty good handle on what the crime problem is about. And as a general statement, I'm going to tell you what, in my opinion, just from my experience, is probably the #1 cause of crime. It's a lack of good parenting. Yep, I'll say it. That's what it is. We need to be better parents. I've said it in court on countless occasions. I usually start by saying, hey, judge, I had a really good mom and a really good dad. I bet you had a really good mom, or a good dad at least. Let me tell you about my client's mom. You could probably imagine what follows from there. Again, this isn't 100% of the cases. Sometimes I get great parents and problem child. Sometimes I get really horrible parents and I see a good child. But if you want to talk about general trends, lack of parenting is a huge cause of crime in our country. And the government can't fix this problem. We can't pass some big giant Be a Better Parenting Act or some initiative or something like that. This can't come from government. It's something we have got to do. We got to do this as human beings, as brothers and sisters. We need to help each other be better parents. We have to repair the foundations of our society. It's part of the reason that we in the Live and Let Live movement are pushing the be a good human part of the analysis, right? We're inspiring people to be good humans. That's the biggest thing we can do if you really are interested in reducing the amount of crime in society. We got to do a better job raising our kids. What else can we do? Economic opportunities, right? We don't want to have our kids competing with illicit businesses, drug dealers, people who operate in the black market who can offer them huge amounts of money for small amounts of work. How do we get rid of that? We need to increase our economic opportunities, right? We need to increase the free market. Again, cut spending, cut taxes, cut unnecessary regulation so there's more opportunities. It's easier to start businesses. There's better jobs. It makes it much easier for people to get on and stay on the right track. Obviously, another thing we can do is end all victimless crimes immediately. If there's no victim, then nobody's been aggressed upon. If nobody's been aggressed upon, there shouldn't be a crime. We have lots of victimless crimes out there. Everything from the drug war, everything nonviolent. I'm not just talking about possession of drugs. I'm talking about the manufacture, the transportation, and the sale. All of this is done peacefully now. Remember when marijuana was illegal? People went to prison for long periods of time. Now it's legal. And we raise it, we manufacture it, we sell it, we transport it peacefully. We don't have these kinds of problems. It's also creating huge wasted resources. The amount of money that goes into prosecuting people for victimless crimes, that money doesn't just fall out of the sky, right? That's money that literally we're taking away from going after real bad criminals. What's a real bad criminal? Somebody who commits a victim crime. That's somebody who aggresses against another person or their property. Why would we ever take money away from that to go after people who are committing, in essence, moral crimes, right? Ridiculous. We are also enabling and enriching violent criminals. Yeah, I get to talk to drug dealers. I've been representing them for 28 years. These are businessmen who are dealing with illegal items. They're not dumb. They understand that the worst thing that could happen for them is to end the drug war. If you're on the side of the argument that wants to keep the drug war, you should know, take it from me, someone who has attorney-client privileged meetings with drug dealers over almost 3 decades, you are on the same side as them. They didn't want to legalize marijuana. They don't want to legalize anything else. If you want to put them out of business, legalize it. And again, remember, we got to make a distinction between the harms that flow from the use of drugs and the harms that flow from the drug war itself. All of the things that are talked about regarding drugs, almost all of them are drug war related. Yeah, drugs are bad. Lots of the drugs are bad. We should do everything we can to discourage people from using drugs. But let's deal with drug addiction as a health problem, not a legal problem. But we need to get serious about prosecuting real crimes as well, right? Shoplifting and criminal damage, these are real crimes. I can't believe what I'm seeing in some of these cities, that some prosecutors aren't treating shoplifting and petty theft as a real crime. It is. There's a small percentage of people who commit a huge percentage of the crimes. Let's go after those people. Again, it includes all the property crimes. I'm not saying everybody should go to prison, but in the cases where they do go to prison, we could do a lot better here as well. What are we doing with them when they're there? Right now, not enough. I know. I talk to people who are there. We should give real rehabilitation programs to people. Most people in prison are going to get out someday. What kind of a person do you want being released from prison back into society? I prefer somebody who's now better adjusted to live among us. Maybe somebody with some job skills, somebody who has a better understanding of how to get along with other people. Let's give them real rehabilitation programs. Again, I'm not saying everybody should go to prison. Some people should. And in those cases where they do, let's do something with them. But excessively long sentences, just getting tougher and tougher and tougher, are also counterproductive. At some point, it doesn't make sense to keep people in prison. Yeah, they got to be punished. Yeah, they got to be deterred. Yeah, they got to be rehabbed. But they're probably coming out. And the sentences shouldn't be any longer than is necessary. Keep in mind, it's not free to keep people in prison. It can be up to $30,000 a year to send somebody to prison. You could send somebody to college for that amount. So let's be careful and wise about who we're sending to prison, what we're doing with them, and how long we're keeping them there. Okay, all that is how we can get a better handle on the crime problem. So much more to say about this issue. Just go to liveandletliverevolution.com. Click on the issues. I've written a lot on a lot of issues on that website. I have far more issues than either of the other two candidates on there put together. Thank you.